This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the alien role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is called Destroyer of Worlds. It was written by Andrew E.C. Gaska, and it's available from Free League Publishing. Our game AI is Tyler Hudak, and this is episode 6. Our recap will be given by Nathan Decker as his character, PFC Luca Mason. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Nathan.
I don't know who the hell I pissed off to get this bad luck. Go to war. First mission after CBRN Incident Response Force, the afforestation outbreak, and those fucking metal mouth things taking out my platoon. After that, got a promotion. Things were going to go great. Then I got stuck with those dipshits Logan, Spears, and Hammer. Thought, hey, things will go better. No problem. I'm going to settle into a nice station that's just pumping out oil. No problem. Next thing I know, there's black rain falling out of the sky, transforming a wave of insurgents into monsters that are chasing us. Well, at least Logan can drive a little. Got us, headed towards the base when Mallory Eford decides to give us a ring and say she needs our help. I don't know what came over Silva to actually go help her, but we did. And after shooting some of these creatures that were harassing her, we took her APC and found out a little bit about Project Life Force, some crazy plan that Colonel Myers had to use some sort of serum against fungal mutagen. I don't know, some ship called the Cronus. It's stupid, and it got everybody killed, I think. We decided to take Mallory with us into the fort via the oil pipes that Myers sabotaged in a just genius plan to make sure this rock was completely useless. Once we got into the base, we had to run from more of these creatures, which, of course, Eford managed to get her suit ripped during the chase. Luckily, Chaplin was able to liberate her keycard on the way across. So, now, I'm not entirely sure we need her. We finally get inside the North Bastion, and there's something wrong on the walls. Movement of Marines, but they don't look good.
All right, and this is where we pick up. You are all in the west lobby of the North Bastion of Fort Nebraska. You have just gotten in. You have sealed the doors behind you. Within the lobby itself, it stretches pretty far. Maybe about 100 feet. But you can see peppered along the walls are this cocooned sculpted resin, and within. All around, if I remember correctly, one of you was looking at your motion detector. You can see movement on the walls, and it's not the aliens that you have seen so far. It is Marine soldiers who are cocooned into the walls themselves. One thing, a couple things, since you all would have been here before, and you all should have a map of this too. It should be in the overall map that I had sent you. The West Lobby, there are three exits from the lobby, other than the entrance that you came in. So you can imagine that you're in the southern part of the North Bastion. There is, at the very far northern end, there are a set of doors that lead to a hallway that goes around the bastion. The North Bastion itself is kind of like a pentagonal, whatever 5 is. a pentagonal shape. On the east side of the west lobby as well are two elevators. One that goes to level 2. You're currently on level 1, and it will also go down to sub level 1. With that, what would you like to do? Eford is kind of sitting there, panting, breathing, kind of pulling herself up, very red in the face from being pulled in by Chaplain, the running you all just did. Let me also say that I can't remember if any of you lost hit points or health, sorry, in the run, but if you did, you would be back up to full.
Stay the fuck down, Eford. Get over by that wall right now.
The wall with all the shit on it? No way.
Hold.
Get over there.
Cap,
now.
There's something you got to see over here. That my tracker's blowing up, but it's us on the wall. It's everyone who was in the base.
It's not everyone. I mean, there's probably a good dozen or so Marines and personnel that are kind of cocooned into the wall. The lights are out. You can tell that the base is probably on reserve power just from the shelling and everything that happened. But even in this dim light, you can, as your eyes start to adjust, you can make out the people. They don't appear to be moving very much. In fact, it's not like they're screaming or struggling to get out, but they are kind of cocooned in the walls.
Chaplain, assessment. Are these people beyond help?
I will have to examine one of them closer up, but my guess, if you can call it that, is that they're all infected.
That was what I was thinking too.
I will look
Fucking
closer.
hell.
These people deserve, at least if nothing else, be put out of this miserable situation.
I pull out my sidearm.
Is that even going to get through, Logan?
I mean, hold
First
it up
of
to
all,
their
is it
head
gonna
or their
put shit
chest.
in the air that we're all going to breathe in?
You're all wearing the hazmat suits,
That's
if
right.
I remember right.
So
Oh,
If
we've seen
nothing
Chaplin's
else-
handy with those med pods.
If nothing
pass.
else, we take this whole place down. If
Yeah,
we need to keep moving for now, we'll keep moving, and we'll do right by our people in the end. But I don't want to expose all of us unnecessarily. But Chaplain, go ahead and make an assessment if you can.
I passed.
So in order to do that, you're going to have to kind of go up to one along the wall.
I'll
Do
go
me a
up.
favor. You pass, but do me a favor and roll a stress die, and just tell me if you get the alien. If it comes up with a 1.
One, yeah.
I came up with 2.
Okay. So you go up.
I will.
Go on. I'm sorry.
I'll go up. I will do a quick cursory look over. If I feel the person is completely restrained, I will pull out a scalpel, but I will first turn towards Commander Silva and say, do I have permission to examine? I don't think this person's going to survive, but it would help to see what's going on. I will be terminating them.
Do we need to know what's going on, Chaplain? I feel like whatever those things are did this. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I would say that's true, but we keep running into things that we've never seen before.
I think our priority at this point is to take this facility down, take the people responsible for this down, and if we can make it off planet, maybe, but I have a feeling we're all contaminated. So really our priority should be this whole place needs to be destroyed.
All right.
And just to let you go on.
Go ahead. I'll put my knife back and say, yeah, I'm 99% sure they're infected.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you look at them, they're basically completely cocooned except for their heads. Every once in a while, there may be like part of an arm that's exposed, but for the most part, they are completely cocooned. They're very pale as well. You can tell that they're alive. They're breathing, but they're unconscious. And based on what you know and what you've seen in the data that you have, you are correct in your assumption that they are likely infected.
And they are probably incubators. So
Correct.
unless we destroy them at this point.
I don't know what would be the best way to destroy. Does this look like something our bullets would even penetrate? Is this like a hard resin?
It is a very hard resin. You could probably like chop your way through it. Your bullets would probably get through it. Grenades definitely will. If you had to pick it apart or like pull it off, it would probably take you about 5 to 10 minutes, about a turn's worth of work to get it off. But you could do it. It does for anybody who touches it, it does have a slight tackiness. Your hands don't stick, but it is tacky. It is very wet and humid. In fact, the entire room is wet and humid in here.
I'd say it's like treated not polymer, resin.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest if the basic facility is concrete and metal, fire is our best. Torch these.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us are carrying.
They may be.
I think at this point you're probably noticing that Eford and Mason are still arguing, and Mason has a flamethrower out.
Okay, yeah, Mason, let's torch it.
Eford, get against that fucking wall.
No, I think your commanding officer gave you an order. Go do it. Go be a good little errand boy.
Miss Eford, you are on borrowed time. I have no use for you.
Oh, you have a use for me.
You are here by my grace and patience, and I don't have very much of that left. Shut the fuck up. Go sit down and let my soldiers do their jobs. Mason will keep her as long as she's useful. The minute she's not, by all means.
She gives you a look, but she does acquiesce. She finds there's a chair or something that was kind of thrown off to the side. She picks it up, sits down. She's not happy about it, but she does.
Silva just saved her life as Mason kind of composes a little and starts to. So what, you want me to burn them?
Or just fucking torch it.
Okay. Do you guys want to start? I think we can go. Do we want to get Apollo online first?
We're gonna have to get through this corridor.
We're just going to
go up the stair.
I say we hit up the armory because we know if the armory is close or on the way to Apollo.
Yeah, so Apollo is on the second floor. Apollo is basically in the northern point of the second floor above you. The armory is on this floor. It's actually just down the hallway from where you are at.
Yeah, because we don't know what to expect, and it'd be nice to have more supplies.
Yeah. It's literally on the way. Looking at the map, the western side has the armory, and then there's a ladder up.
Correct.
Just a little bit to the east of that. So yes, that's what Mason is thinking is take weapons, go up the ladder, get Apollo online. That should get us the elevators moving if we need them. And we can get to this fucking sub level. You guys go ahead. I'll start with the burning. I don't think you need to all be here unless you want to.
I don't think you should do this alone. I'll cover you.
Might I suggest that someone put them out of their misery before you light them on fire? They may still be conscious.
Their heads aren't encased in resin. Yeah. I mean, that's the kindest thing any of us can do.
Yeah. I was assuming that from what you were saying, you thought bullets wouldn't get there. But yeah, if we can shoot them, do please.
I think they said their heads were exposed, maybe, or maybe just not fully encased.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Their heads or their face are. Yes.
I might also caution that killing them might trigger the metamorphosis. So be ready to torch them the second you shot them in the head.
Well, then I don't want to that. I'll trust our science expert. I don't want Mason doing this alone. I'm staying.
I'll essentially,
we can all just stand over here while we do it.
Right.
I'll take up my sidearm, then just in front of each of these soldiers that are pasted up to the wall, just say, it's hard that I'm trying to just keep things calm, but I'll just say, Semper Fidelis. Semper Fidelis. Just down the line. And I'll happily roll stress if that's necessary, because this is the worst day of Logan's life.
Yeah, so you all definitely take a point of stress from all of this going on. You're kind of doing this systematically, so I think as you're going around, Logan will shoot, put the Marine out of their misery, or the person out of their misery, and then Mason goes in and at one point, Logan, you do shoot one, and it does start to trigger like the metamorphosis. You can see their chest, where their chest is. It's kind of cocoon, but the cocoon starts to break as it goes out. You put a couple bullets into it, and you can hear this like high pitched shrieking and squealing. But eventually that subsides. It takes you a good 10-15 minutes at least to go around the room. At this point, it smells horrible from everything. The one thing you do notice is that despite the noise you were making, the rest of the base does still appear to be quiet. So there are really couple ways that you can go. You can go down the hallway to the armory, or you could try to use the elevators.
I want to use the motion tracker and heading down the hallway to the armory, just because we made a lot of noise coming in here, but it needed to be done.
Okay. The rest of the hallway is still cocooned in this resin. As you go down, you get about halfway through the first hallway, and you can see offices to the left side. Glancing in or using your flashlights, you can see that all the offices have just been completely firebombed. Well, probably by the grenades, knowing standard operating procedure to get rid of whatever was in there. You get down to where the hallway ends and starts to curve to the right, and that is where the door to the armory is. The door itself is opened. However, the resin continues on into the armory itself.
Since I have the motion tracker on my rifle, I'm going to take up Overwatch on the hallway that's continuing, that we have not gone down, and tap Spears and Mason to go in.
Right, go ahead and give me fucking easy.
Go ahead and give me a power roll for the motion tracker.
Okay. Got 4 power. And I don't want 6s, right?
I believe so, correct.
Shit. Okay, I have 3 power.
Okay, so power goes down by 1. It still continues to function. Yeah. The motion tracker, you did a sweep of the area, including into the armory. You're still picking up some movement, mostly from the walls, like you have been seeing. Just basically, there are still people cocooned into the resin on this level, but you don't see any like major movement, anything coming towards you or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, let's take a quick look. What do we got?
So you look into the armory. It doesn't look like it was emptied. So there are still basically most any weapon or ammo that you would want. However, the everything is cocooned in the resin, so you are going to have to try to break free whatever you'd like.
I'm going for a flamethrower if there are any. That's the only thing I care about. I have all the other weapons I need.
Okay. So if you're gonna pull something off, go ahead and give me a heavy machinery roll at -2.
Okay. Heavy machinery. Oh, okay, just a strength roll.
Is that the same roll for any like ammo re-equips? Just if we wanted to get our grenades back.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
No success, but no 1 either.
Okay.
So
Did you roll your stress die with it?
Oh fuck, I forgot. Thank you.
God,
I mean, that's more stress
That
than
was my
real.
strength -2. Still no 6s, no 1s. So
Okay. So for you start trying to pull off one of the flamethrowers. It's just too far resined in there. The ones that you find, they're kind of like in a cabinet. You just can't get through. There's like more resin there than anywhere else. Anybody else looking for anything?
Yeah, I'm going for the rocket launchers.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
All right, so -2. And base +2 with all my stress die. Let's see what happens. Ooh, oh god. 4 successes, 1 stress. Roll stress.
Okay. Yep, go ahead and roll panic.
That's what, D6 plus your stress level?
Correct.
And that means it's 9.
9. All right. So it just means that you drop an item, your stress goes up by 1. So you find the locker that has the rocket launchers in there. And in the process, you get it open, but you pull the locker door too hard and everything just comes tumbling out. Everybody freezes for a second, with the fear that one of these rockets is going to go off. The sound echoes throughout all the hallways. It sounds deafening in your ears, but after that, it's okay.
Whoops.
Mason or Logan, yeah,
Yep.
Go ahead if you're gonna.
Yes, I rolled 2 successes and getting I decide to actually read my character sheet, and I will re-equip with flame grenades, basically.
Okay.
But I did roll a panic and an 8 on that.
Okay. That just means you start trembling as you're pulling these out. The grenades, kind of start shaking in your hand. At some point, somebody kind of grabs your hand and steadies you, so you don't drop one. But other than that, you're okay. And then Logan, were you gonna grab anything?
I'm hearing a lot of clattering and clamoring going on back there. And so I check. I've still got reloads and making sure nobody gets snuck up on / I don't get blown up by Mason dropping a fucking grenade in an enclosed space.
All right. And Chaplain, were you gonna?
I think that I'll get whatever the equivalent of a small machine gun.
There would be. I mean, the smallest would probably be a pulse rifle. There's service pistols in there as well. But
I have a service pistol, so I'll get a pulse rifle.
All right, so go ahead and roll. Heavy machinery -2.
Machinery -2. 2 6s.
All right, so yeah, you get a pulse rifle. With your strength, it's probably pretty easy to open up or get rid of the resin. And as you all are pulling out the resin, again, like I said, it's kind of tacky. It is pretty strong. You kind of imagine that it would provide like some level of armor in terms of, against bullets and things like that. But yeah, you were able to get a pulse rifle, and we'll say anybody who also got weapons, that you have 3 reloads with them as well.
Can I surmise with my medicals that this stuff is biologically produced by some sort of organ, possibly on the body, like a biological resin, like some insects create? And
yes,
yeah, this is horrible. This isn't like it's like bees have created a hive with resin.
let's get out of here. We got our stuff. Let's get to the elevators.
That's not a pep talk. There's a ladder just over there. That's probably safe-ish.
Oddly, I'm going to keep a piece of it, of the resin, just if I survive for later.
All right, on your orders, Captain.
Well, let's get these elevators online.
All right. So you go down the hallway again. Everything is covered in resin. There aren't as many people cocooned down in this area, but you get about halfway through the hall. Partially of the way through that, you pass some storage rooms, and glancing in there to see if there's anything in there. Just like the offices, they were firebombed as well. Again, this would be standard operating procedure for the base if there was an invading force coming in. But you get to about halfway through the hallway, you get to a small room that's marked basically the ladder access, and that will go up to level 2. Looking up again, it is very dark. There's only emergency lighting turned on at the moment. So what are you going to do?
So have we climbed the ladder yet?
No,
Is that what
you're
saying?
still at the
Okay.
bottom of the ladder.
Could we have said that we have been eliminating these people as we go, or is that something you want to handle case by case? Or
I think if you're kind of going slowly and systematically, I think that's fine to say. Again, as you do that, you can hear the gunshots reverberate down the hallways. You're not kind of hearing any other movement, at least from what you can tell.
Okay.
Are we going up or are we going down?
Up. This ladder goes up.
Apollo's on the second floor.
Before we, yes, we're going up. It suddenly, there's something inside me that feels odd. I don't think that they're up. I think that they're down. I think sub-level 3 is where the labs are.
Right, but we need Apollo online for the elevator.
Yeah, we're trying to
get the power back on, chat.
Sorry, glitching.
Yeah.
Good. It's good. I like the way you're thinking.
Stabbed yourself.
That's our next spot.
Yeah.
That's the next
Yeah,
spot.
also, have we even heard of a sub-level 3? Because I thought that was top secret.
No, you all would have known that there was a sub-level 3, but it was off limits. It was restricted. You thought that it was basically like experimental weapons testing.
That's where all the nerds went.
Yeah, and additionally, you also know that I think it's sub-level. No, it's sub-level 2. Never mind. It's sub-level 3, as far as you knew, was just experimental weapons and research.
Right. Well, Eford, get climbing that ladder. That's what I say.
And I'm trying very hard to access information in my head on sub-level 3 and Project Life Force. I'll keep you up to date when
Be careful, chap.
There are blocks that have been put in place so that I can't. I'm okay, though. The external entity is not able to penetrate at this point. I have cut her or him off.
Yeah, you were jailbroken.
Jail. Yeah, whatever.
That's what it is. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Miss Eford, after you.
Like, fine. You all aren't willing to go. I will. Let's get this over with. And she grabs the ladder and starts going up. And I mean, there's enough light especially with the flashlights that you have. You can see her going up. You can actually see that the resin starts to disappear and about halfway up. And so she gets to the top. You see her disappear over the edge up on top. And after about 10 seconds, you hear, "Are you coming?"
Yeah, I think I would like to have followed somewhat closer, but yeah.
I imagine we were all just standing at the bottom and leaning over. It's like, do you think something's gonna be up there? Fuck. Okay.
How's her back looking as she's climbing up the ladder where she got her suit ripped up, right? She got attacked there.
I mean, you can't really see too well. I would say if you do want to try to see if there's anything going on, that would be an observation roll. But I will leave that up to you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just want an excuse. Right. Yeah. Okay, it's not a gunshot, so 3 successes. and a panic.
Okay, so go ahead and roll.
She's
your
100% turning.
Oh no. It's a 1 + 6, so 7 total.
7. That's just nervous twitch. So everybody can see that you are like really looking at her, trying to figure out something. You start to twitch a little bit, and so everybody else's stress goes up by 1. Actually, your stress does as well.
Yep.
So you succeeded, and you also have extra successes.
Yes.
So you get to know the answer to one of these questions. Actually, these questions don't really make sense. So I'll tell you what, I will let you also ask 2 yes or no questions.
Do I think she's infected at this point?
Yes, you think that she's infected as you look at her. Just the way that the rip in her suit kind of folds over itself as she's climbing up. You can see that whatever hit her did break the clothing. You see some blood there, and it looks infected. It looks very red. You don't see anything like any black or anything like oozing out, but yeah, you can definitely tell she's at least infected.
All right. And my other yes or no is she far enough away that I think she can't hear us?
If you were to whisper, yes.
Okay.
Do we all have like internal comms with each other too?
The hazmat suits, yes, do have internal comms.
Okay.
And so I'll just kind of stand back by Silva and go, Silva, you need to make sure she's done. We have to take her out now. Do you have what you need from her?
I have the card. We can always take an eye or a hand if there's biometric scanners. However, if she's got knowledge that we need to get out of here, or at least take this whole place down.
I mean,
I
we have access to the nuclear storage, right?
I don't know. I don't know what her card gets us access to, Mason.
Her card is pretty much top level within the base.
I mean, I feel like we can set these things up to blow ourselves if we have to. We cannot let her go.
I agree. I 100% agree.
May I interject something?
Please.
She is a top level member of Wayland Yutani.
Yeah.
We know that she's been working on these projects with Myers. Doesn't it seem also possible that she knows where the antidote is?
Yeah,
if I were her, that's where I would be heading if I were her.
True.
Right. Well,
let's. I don't like it. I'm with you, Mason. I don't like it. I think we need to keep her around for a little bit longer, but the fucking second we take her out.
I think the answers are in sub-level 3.
Fine. Well, just don't turn your back to her.
100%.
And this is about the time where she kind of you hear the voice. Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. I'll head up to the ladder and start clanking my way up.
I detect that the stress levels are rather high at the moment. Therefore, I shall attempt to alleviate them by telling a joke. At which point I tell a rather corny, ridiculous, really stupid joke.
You don't have one ready for us? Come on.
You know what? I will say that kind of breaks the tension a little bit, even though it's extremely inappropriate for the moment, which is part of the humor. And so everybody's stress goes down by 1.
A little bit of gallows humor for us.
Exactly. So you all go up to the second floor. Again, the halls are dark. Everything is on emergency reserve power. However, there is no resin up here. The halls appear to be clear. You're kind of in the middle of the almost northwestern hall. If you were to go left, you would go down to the operations room. If you go right, that leads to the Apollo mainframe.
Let's start with the Apollo mainframe.
So you start heading down, and as you get to the doors, you find that the doors to the Apollo mainframe are closed and appear to be sealed.
I can open that up. I'll get the rocket launcher.
Also, does Eford's card open it?
It normally would, but there's no power.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Don't you have a laser cutter? Will your laser cutter work? And
Well, I'm a breaching
there a-
specialist. This will be real
no,
quick.
that's true.
Is there a manual way to do it?
I think we'd have to turn the power on. But I think, wouldn't we have to turn the power on anyway?
To get
Or
the
the Apollo-
elevators
So
to
might as well.
operate in the first
Yeah.
place.
So yes, you would have there are ways to manually open the door. It will require a heavy machinery roll to do so. I'm going to assume that between all of you, you're going to have some type of equipment that you can use to open it. Obviously, a rocket is going to open the door as well, but I think it would be fairly obvious to all of you that it would also likely damage the mainframe itself.
I'll do that.
I'll assist. I've
Next
got heavy machinery.
Okay, so whoever's going to do it, go ahead and roll and add 2 dice to the roll for
that's-
the assistance that everybody is doing.
More dice than I actually have. All those dice are not a single 6.
But did you get a 1?
I did get
He
one.
doesn't roll stress.
Oh,
I don't roll stress.
Oh.
Yeah,
There you go.
see, he doesn't roll stress.
oh, can androids push?
Wait, if I roll ones,
No,
can
they
I?
can't.
No. Okay.
No, androids are not allowed to push because they don't take stress. But you know what? Well, you've got enough time. So we'll say this happens. Logan, are you also using your motion detector while you're up there?
I think so. Anytime that we're going to be stopped and sort of sitting ducks for a bit, I am going to fire the detector up.
So go ahead and please give me one more power roll for the motion detector. This time it would be with 3 dice.
Okay.
You good? Awesome. So as Chaplain and whoever else is helping get the door open, it's really difficult. The doors are sealed shut. It takes longer than you would expect. As you are slowly getting them open, Logan, your motion detector, as you're pointing it down towards the operation, starts to ping. You see one ping when it starts to move closer, and then you see a second ping slowly behind it. It's too dark down that hallway to see, but something is definitely moving quickly towards you.
Okay. I shoulder tap Spears, Mason, and then crouch down and take
rocket
up a
launcher's
firing
out.
position. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
If I can, I want to try to position my rifle so that they could also look down and see the tracker over my shoulder.
Okay.
You have a
Who's helping
flashlight?
Chaplain?
Maybe
I'll say I'm helping Chaplain.
Okay. So Chaplain and Silva, you get the doors, maybe about 6 inches up apart. You can kind of see the glow from the Apollo mainframe on the other side. It's too difficult to see anything. The rest of you can see these blips starting to move closer. They're probably the blips are outside of where you expect the operations room to be moving in the hallway. You can't really tell where. Really how far down the hallway they are, but you just know that they're coming closer. Chaplain, give me one more roll.
Same thing.
Same thing, please. Yeah. And you get to add the extra dice as well. So
10 dice. Okay, this time I got 4 6s.
all right, so you start to open the door. It kind of gives way a little bit. Jerks open to about 1.5 to 2 feet wide, where you all can start to get in. The other 3 of you, what are you doing? The blips are starting to move closer. They're about halfway down the hall right now, but you still can't see what it might be.
You think I can collapse the ceiling on them?
I don't think anything worthwhile is going to fall down. Just a bunch of plaster and ceiling tiles.
Do we have any tracer shots or anything that we can fire just to get a brief glimpse?
I would think that your
I have a
pulse
glow
rifles have
stick.
Tracers in them or something.
I have a glow stick in my back
You
pocket.
ready the throw
Yeah.
stick, the glow stick, and I'll ready the rocket launcher.
Okay, then I'll shoot a couple tracer rounds just to light up down the hallway so that Spears has an idea what he's looking at.
So you shoot down the hallway, and the tracers light up. I mean, as the tracers go down the hallway seems to be empty. But Logan, you're looking at, and you tap your motion detector a couple of times. You know, is this thing broken? What's going on? The things are still coming closer. They're probably now about 20 yards away from you, but you don't see anything in the hallway.
20 yards and closing.
The doors are wide enough now that people could start going in.
All right, Chap, go, Chap.
All right, and I'll go straight towards the computer to try to reactivate.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second. What else is everybody doing? Eford is right behind you, Chaplain.
Of course.
Retreat.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
But that kind of like gun held up, ready.
Yeah, exactly. Stand up and then just backpedaling.
So as you're slowly backpedaling, the doors are, you can feel them, start to, jitter a little bit as they're trying to shut. Mason, Silva, Spears, Logan, you're all able to get in. Who is the last to go in?
That'll be Logan.
Okay. So as you are backing in, the motion detector is just going wild. The things are like 5 yards in front of you, but yet there's nothing there. Literally, as you're in the door and you start to feel it, the ceiling outside the door explodes downwards as one of these things jumps down, jumping right at you. Go ahead and give me a... Actually, you know what? It's attacking you, but I feel like you should get some type of roll for to be able to dodge or something.
Would that be, well, if it's attacking, can I just use my gun to try to block it? And
yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's close combat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is going to be an opposed roll.
Okay. Okay. I'm wondering. Oh, wait, no, that's 3 successes and 2 stress.
All right, go ahead and roll panic.
Okay. So that is 1 + 6 leads me to 5 because of Nerves of Steel.
So everybody sees the that takes you down to 5. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So everybody sees the ceiling just explode, this flash of black metallic drop right in front of Logan. We'll say, Silva, you grab Logan and pull him back. Just as this thing swipes at him, the doors slam shut, and you could hear the thing on the other side just grabbing and scraping against the doors. But these doors were built to withstand, enemy fire, so it's not getting in, and you can tell basically by the room you're in that there are firewalls going all the way up, so that it's not going to be able to come in through the ceiling, at least from what you can see. You're all in the Apollo mainframe room. It is a pentagonal room as well. It is basically all white. It's supposed to be a clean room. There are 8 access terminals around the room, but they are all running on reserve power. It seems like there's no power in here as well. Chaplain, you were the first one in here. So as you're looking around, you also see at the far end of the room, kind of behind one of these access terminals on the floor, you see 2 legs sticking out.
Okay.
Two legs of a person.
I will go straight towards them with my pulse rifle, and I will see what they're attached to.
So you walk over there. The legs, as you get closer around the access terminal, you see a woman lying on the ground. Her eyes are open. She appears almost to be catatonic, but you also see what looks like a computer jack sticking out of her arm, leading directly into the terminal. You would surmise, knowing what you know, that she is an android, although she's not a model of android you've ever seen.
Okay. I will say to everybody, there is an android over here who is plugged into the system. I need to see if I can gain access. So I'm going to, next to her, I'm going to choose that terminal and I'm going to start trying to gain access.
Sure.
Apollo.
You start trying to gain access. You're kind of working around in it. Go ahead and give me a comtech roll. But as you're doing that, and as everybody is hearing this thing on the outside of the door, still trying to get in, you hear Eford walk over to where near Chaplain is. She looks down at the floor and she just kind of snorts in derision.
4 6s.
So you are able to access Apollo to the point that you can. Unfortunately, because it's on battery reserves, you're not able to really control anything within the base. You are able, because you had so many successes, I'll tell you that you are able to determine that the reactor has been shut down. The reactor is on sublevel 2. That's going to need to be reset and restarted in order to gain power to the base. You can also tell as well, I'll tell you this, that the climber car that goes up the space elevator is parked. Normally, it's parked on sublevel 1 and 2. For some reason, it's parked on sublevel 2 and 3. Okay. It's also clamped down. So you will need to remove the clamps in order to utilize it, which Apollo can do if it has power.
All right, so we've got a power problem.
And by the rest of this time, you all would have seen the woman lying on the ground as well.
Yeah.
And I'll just repeat what you said. Reactor.
Funny, Eford. Got a weird sense of humor for someone who's about to die.
You know what? If I die, we all die. You know that, Silva. And besides, I wasn't laughing at you. She kind of looks down, kicks the legs of
No, I'm not going to let you kick her. What can you explain to me what kind of synthetic she is? I don't recognize her.
I know she's some type of experimental one, but I can also tell you that this is Meyer's bitch. This is the one who would follow him around. This is Jael. If you want to know what's going on here, she's going to be the one who can tell you. Remember, I haven't been here for, a week?
Mm-hmm. So
can you get her up and running, chap?
I'm not sure that she's not running.
Well, okay, this may be dumb, but if you need power, can you use her like a battery jump and drain the power from her? If this is the one who was hacking you, bro, fucking drain her and use it to light up Apollo. I don't know if you can. Just
unfortunately, I severed my connection so that I couldn't be taken over.
No, that sounds pretty fortunate.
That's why I'm
plugged in.
That's why I'm manually typing into the computer, because I can't jack in anymore. So,
but if she's jacked in, can we use that and use her like a portable battery?
I don't know. I can unplug her. But we need the reactor going. They've turned off the power. And the space elevator is locked down on 2 and 3.
And you can't turn on the reactor from here, chap?
I don't think I can access it. It's
no, you can't.
So we got to go out there with those freaks.
And do any of you know anything about restarting nuclear reactors?
I imagine as soon as Spear says that, there's this big thud and screech on the door outside.
So to let you know, just because I don't think it's gonna affect anything, in order to turn it on, turn the reactor on, it would be a heavy machinery roll as well as a comtech roll. in two different locations. There's so on sublevel 2. Again, you would all know this because you've been at the base enough. There is the fusion tower, which is the fusion reactor that needs to be reset there, and then there's a control room where you would actually then power it up. Now, you would also know that power to the base is not going to happen instantaneously. It's not like it goes from 0 to 100%. It takes probably about 8 to 10 hours to get up to 100%, but you would still actually start to get power immediately, enough to start to the elevators to work, things to start working.
Right.
But it's not going to be, if any of you are thinking this, it's not going to be enough to kind of self-detonate the fusion reactor to blow up the base.
Probably also not something that you can speed up, because
correct,
you can't make a reactor from
exactly
would blow up.
If go ahead.
Yeah, just so I'm clear on this, Chaplain. Jael, can you get her started again?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not even sure that
this?
I'm not sure that she's turned off. I think that she's jacked in and she can't.
Can you unplug her?
Just unplug her.
Yeah. Perhaps we should restrain her. I don't know how strong, what her level. She's definitely a newer model than me.
I've got my gun fucking trained on her as soon as she moves too quickly.
I'll get down, I'll lift her up, and I will set her in the same chair that I was just sitting in. And let's put some belts, put something on her to keep her completely restrained, and then I will pop the connection.
All right. Give me a contact roll when you do that.
Okay. I am good at contact. I am good at heavy machinery. Oh God, I shouldn't have said that. 1-6.
That's enough. You pull the network jack out of her arm, kind of futz around with a couple things, and she like starts to almost convulse, breathes in, goes, and looks around the room, sees you all, immediately calms down and says, "Hello, how can I help you all?"
What happened here, Jael?
She kind of sees that she's restrained. Says, "This appears to be unnecessary, but..."
Don't bullshit me. What happened here?
Of course, Captain Silva. We were attacked by the UPP, as I'm sure that you know. The base was under attack.
What happened? The fucking cocoons everywhere? Those things got in? Who let them in?
Oh, you mean that? I suppose
yes, fucking that.
I suppose there's no harm to telling you things. I'm sure you're all aware of Project Life Force, and she looks over at Chaplain and then over to Eford. I'm sure you briefed them all as to what.
Enlighten us. Tell us what you know.
Well, Project Life Force was or is Colonel Myers' project here, research project, as you know, Miss Eford, where we were looking at weaponizing alien species and what was called the 26 Draconis strain that was found on a ship. It created some very interesting life forms when introduced to other life forms. Again, as I'm sure you know, and given the noise that's happening outside the door. Unfortunately, when the UPP decided to invade our little colony, the off-moon transfer of the Project Life Force went a little awry. Let's put it that way. And they got loose.
And what are you doing here?
I was told by Colonel Myers to stay here and wait and see first what would happen, and then try to keep the systems up and running. Unfortunately, when some type of electromagnetic pulse hit the colony, it also essentially short-circuited myself. I'm sure you felt it as well, Chaplain.
And where's Myers?
Colonel Myers, I don't know actually. The last that I knew is he was heading down to sub-level 3. I don't know where he currently is. Unfortunately, with the reactor offline, I am unable to track anybody within the base.
What model are you?
Unfortunately, that is classified. Let's just say that I am a experimental model that is more advanced than you.
Now, why have you been trying to control me?
Trying. I was successful. Let's be honest here.
You were partially successful in the beginning. At
Correct.
moments.
Correct. That electromagnetic pulses, they tend to mess up these types of connections. But again, I was under orders by Colonel Myers. We were, trying to track where the escaped Marines had gone to.
What is Myers's plan for us? Where do we fit into all of this?
I believe you know your orders. It was to track down the AWOL Marines.
I feel like that's not the whole story.
We're completely expendable.
We need to turn this all back online and choose my words carefully. We need to turn this all back online and get the fuck off this rock. Can you help us, or are we going to turn you off again?
Oh, I can absolutely help you. We'll need to go down to the reactor in order to do so. And then
Lead the way.
Well, let me ask you what your plan. There's obviously something outside this door here. Additionally, once the reactor comes back on, somebody needs to reboot the mainframe. So somebody will need to be here or come back up here.
Commander, I am bound to follow your orders, but I have a very strong desire to rip this thing's head off.
Not breaking eye contact, Logan offers a fist bump.
I am completely in agreement with you, Chaplain. I am concerned that we are going to hit a roadblock that only she can access.
We need that reactor on. I don't know that we can do it ourselves. I wish we didn't need to, but we need the reactor.
It is a deep concern.
I think that in both cases I could do them, but obviously I can't do them both at the same time.
We either split up or we come back.
I think we're going to have to split up.
Wait. Team huddle, group huddle. Can we set the reactor to manually overload that she can't override it? I don't trust this bitch as far as I can throw her. She's going to do shit as soon as we leave.
Possible. But
if we can blow the place that she can't
us.
override it.
We'd have to do it via the computer. So we need the reactor up.
I think that control might be here in the mainframe, Logan. We just need to get it up and running again.
I realize that some of my actions in the past have been quite gruesome because of her. Nevertheless, I somehow feel that we don't necessarily need all of her to accompany us. Her processing unit is probably in her head, just like my processing unit.
But you can't access it, can you, Chap? You burned your port.
I can access it the way humans do.
That seems that it was irrational, even for an android.
We can take a moment, tell her we're helping Myers, and then take her out on the way back. We need her help.
Is this bitch in our private conversation, by the way, Tyler? Or are you just commenting?
Oh yeah, you're all in the same room. She can absolutely hear you.
Okay.
The room is
but we're group huddling. This is a classic human tradition.
She's reading our lips.
You can hear her like responding to some of the comments.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, we still
Also-
gotta get out of here.
We need to
You're
get out of
not-
here. We need to deal with that thing on the other side of the
Captain,
door.
may I recommend a rocket launcher? The backblast should get them. I mean, the blast would injure them on the other side, and that would allow the remainder of these Marines to open fire, take care of them.
Alternatively,
As you say
there
that,
is
the
another
noise on the
door.
other side of the door stops.
Fuck, are
they
they
heard me.
listening to us?
It's-
They seem to
They're-
be intelligent. They might be trying to find an alternate route.
Do we need to maintain the integrity of this door? I feel like that's a yes.
Yes.
As Chaplain says, alternate route, since I saw them drop out of the ceiling up above. I'm scanning the room, and I think my eyes may land on what I'm seeing on the map is a couple of pretty big fucking vents.
You
That are on
do
the
see
wall.
that there are two vents leading out. They're on the northern side of the room, likely service tunnels. They would be big enough for one of those things, or even you to fit through if you so chose.
How heavy is she?
How heavy is Jael?
Yeah.
I mean,
What I'm thinking is if I can somehow sever her motor connections so that she can't walk or run, but she can still think and she can still jack into the.
she probably weighs about 150 pounds. I mean, you could absolutely do that, but it's going to cause you're going to have to use both hands to carry her should you have to do that.
Oh, well, I was thinking I would stay here to reactivate the computer once you guys
You were
redo
trying to
the-
make a C-3PO out of her?
Well, I didn't want her to injure any of you, and she might be much stronger than me.
I think if Logan points out the vents that we can see, yeah, you can't stay here, Chaplain. This is not a secure room.
She wants
What?
to stay here, fucking let her. We can...
Who? Jael, we need her to restart the things. She has to come with us.
But she said she needs to be here for the mainframe, right?
We will come back to the mainframe.
Somebody needs to be here for the main.
I can do one or the other.
I feel like we each have approximately 2 story points that we can use to start up the generators and reactors.
I feel
if we need.
Chappie. I trust Chappie to
Sorry, I'm still high.
be at the mainframe. Then
Yeah, I don't think
Jael.
Jael needs to be alone.
Yeah, we
I
take
don't
her
want
away
Chap
from the
alone
controls.
either. No offense, Chap. You're not that great in fight.
But we also know how strong synthetics are. Like, I super don't want her at the computer, but having her within striking distance, I'm more worried because we now have to keep an eye on her and
Yep.
Eckhart.
We take Jael down to the reactor to get that going.
I also don't think that these aliens are interested in me. They attacked me because I attacked them, but I'm not biological. So I don't think I smell right to them.
It's a hell of a gamble.
Well, so far I haven't observed any of them coming at me like I was something they wanted.
Well, we could ask Jael about the test results of this biological weapon.
Let's
Does it
ask
work
her.
on androids?
She says, no, it only works on biological living material.
There we go. We have our answer.
Okay, so do we want to just go out the other door here and go down the other ladder? Like, we keep talking about going back the way we came. There's no reason we have to. We can get the hell out of Dodge before they sneak away in here and
Yeah,
get
good
down
point.
to that reactor.
Flamethrowers up front.
All right,
All right.
Just
I-
don't want
Eckford,
Chaplain
Eckford, you
alone,
first.
Even if he's okay,
Okay, then commit someone to stay behind.
I'll stay
Oh.
with Chaplain. I will stay with Chaplain.
Okay.
Eckford, you can stay with me too, dumb bitch.
No, I'll take Eckford.
All right, you know what to do, Mason.
Yep.
Well, and keep this Jael restrained, but we'll let her use her own feet.
I want status reports.
Absolutely. We'll
All
be
right,
back
so-
before you know it.
Well, you and me, Logan, under new command.
So Mason, Logan, and Spears are going.
And
Eckford.
Jael.
And
Logan, you're muted.
all right. I thought. All right.
I miss Hammer.
Who's going where? I'm confused.
I'm staying in the reactor with
You mean the
commanders.
you mean Apollo?
I'm staying in Apollo with Silva.
Okay.
All of the other people are going, including Jael.
Okay. All right.
Jael will be restrained so that she can't just suddenly run for it.
Okay.
I would like Eckford to go first through the door if we can make that happen.
Sure. Well, yeah, you all have to kind of work just like the other doors, the eastern doors, which go down the opposite end of the hall, or opposite hallway, are shut. So I'm not gonna make you roll for anything. It takes you a little bit to get those open. You get through, just like with the other hallway. It's dark. There's no resin. The motion detector is not picking up any movement. You're going down the hallway. It kind of turns. Yes,
I would like to break in. If Eckford's going first, there'll be about a few steps. Let her get ahead, and the flamethrower just comes out, and Mason is going to set her on fire.
Okay. So are you doing this after you all get into the hallway?
Yes.
If I may,
that is the goal. That is the goal. Is let her go in, hold up, and then set her on fire, because we don't need her anymore.
I'm not going to do anything to stop this, but if I may, as they're getting the door open, Logan is thinking, tell Jael and Eckford to take point in front so that we can cover them. And essentially, if anything is going to jump out, it's going to jump out at them. But we can keep them trained in our rifle sights.
Oh, too late.
Since they seem to know the way. Okay. I wanted to say that. I was muted, but yes.
I like to think, too, that Mason holds out an arm to make you stop, lets her get a step or two ahead, and then just... Boom.
All right. Do me a favor, and the three of you roll initiative.
That's a D10,
That's right.
right?
I need a D10. I always forget that.
Oh my God, my initiative.
I was in the middle of telling Mason, no, wait, listen. So, yeah, 2.
All right, so Logan and Mason got 2 and 6 for Spears. Okay. All right.
Spears, can I trade with you? I really want to set her on fire. I really want to.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you can trade with me.
Yes. Plus, that way I'm up front, so I can die due to the dumb decisions I'm making.
All right, so, I'm sorry. So who traded? Mason and Spears traded?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So this is what happens. So you go into the hallway, Chaplain and Silva, you still have communications going on. You hear the door shut, or you see the door shut, I should say. You're starting to walk down. It's, Eckford in front, Mason. And she's kind of, Eckford is going at a pretty good pace. She seems to know where she's going, and she wants to get there. Mason, you just let loose with your incinerator unit. Go ahead and give me a roll, first off, for ranged combat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and no panic. Best I've ever done in my life.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. And it's a 2 damage.
Give me roll 9 dice. This is for the fire. The fire intensity is 9. Go ahead and roll 9 dice.
Four again.
4. Okay. All right. All right. So you light her up. The Silva and Chaplain, you can hear. Do you say anything, Mason, when you do that?
No, there's just like this look of
you hear
finally just
you hear this whoosh of the flame unit going on. The rest of you see this. Jael kind of steps back, her eyes in shock. Eckford just goes up in flames, screams, and as she's like on fire, her hazmat suit is kind of protecting her a little bit, but not that much. It just completely in flames. Turns around, looks at you. You can see her eyes are bloodshot, and through the mask, you can see these black spidered veins going through her as she starts to charge at you. That would take us to Logan and Spears.
Light it up.
Full auto with the pulse rifle.
Okay, both of you go ahead and roll.
Okay. I am not going to push my stress for full auto yet. So
I am.
If I go for it.
Full auto is +2, yeah?
Correct.
Yes.
And I believe you also take another point of stress.
I'll take.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. Too many dice.
4 successes, 1 stress. I rolled a stress. And the stress roll was... It is a 10.
So let me see here. So that all right, we'll talk about that in a second. See what Logan does.
2 successes, no stresses.
Okay. So both of you just let loose with your pulse rifles. Again, Chaplain and Silva, you could hear all of this going on. Logan, you said you got 2 successes.
Yes.
For a pulse rifle, so that is
4 damage total.
4 damage total. All right. You hit her dead center. Her chest explodes, but she blood, this blackish gooish blood is coming out. She's still coming towards Mason, heading directly towards Mason. Spears, you so you rolled a 10. So you start to shoot, but you stop. Something in the way that she is coming at you or coming at Mason, it just stops you from where shooting, and you can hear Logan next to you yelling at you, shoot, come on, take her out. And the 3 of you take a point of stress as Spears just freezes and you lose your next slow action. This will take us to Eckford. Mason, she comes right at you, going to slam her fists into you. Let's see here.
Am I able to attempt a dodge? I don't know.
You
twice.
Fast action.
Yeah, you can block. Actually, is it dodge? I think it's just block. Yeah, you
Block
can
makes
you can
sense.
block. Yeah.
Close combat. Okay.
Yes. Roll close combat.
Goodness, I got all these stress dice. Uh-oh. 1 success and a panic. And that panic, I'm loving these ones. It'd be 8 total.
8. All right. You kind of fend her off. It's you both rolled 1 success, is what it is. And so you are able to fend her off. She much more strongly than you expected her to be. She punches your incinerator unit, which you were using to block. Unfortunately, after this, you start to tremble as you realize that you may have bit off more than you can chew. She pulls her fist back again, ready to just go right at your head, when all of a sudden you see this hand grab one hand go on her head, the other go on the other side of her neck, and just twist as you hear this snap, and she falls to the ground, and Jael is standing behind her saying, "I never really liked her," and then turns around and starts walking down the hallway.
Now that's an upgrade.
Bro.
I transmit over the comms. I say, it sounds like you guys are having a bit of trouble. The most effective way of stopping Jael would be one of your EM pulse grenades.
It wasn't.
Noted.
Okay.
Status. What is the status?
Eckford started to turn, so we had to deal with her.
Mason,
Fine.
I owe Mason $5. He was
Yeah.
right. She was right.
Yeah, you fucking do. I would spit on her, except that I've got a face mask on.
Who has Eckford's key card? It's a silver star. All right, so you still have it. Okay. All right. So smoldering in the middle of the floor is the remains of Eckford, kind of twitching as she continues to burn.
Double
Jael
tap.
is currently walking down the hallway. Yeah, you're able to double tap.
Yeah,
All right,
I'll give the body a kick on the way past.
I'll give her
Dumbass.
the middle finger. Yeah.
So you start to head down the hallway. As you kind of start heading south, again, you're passing multiple rooms. You pass to where the war room is. Everything has been firebombed, or explosions have gone off to destroy whatever was in those rooms. You get about halfway down the hallway to where there is like a small door that leads to what would be considered the gantry. There's like a skywalk across both levels, both sides of the level. And Jael is standing there, and she says, the closest way down is right here.
Okay, I got a rocket launcher.
All right.
Big fucking hole coming right up.
Well, you do see that she's pointing to a ladder.
God damn it. One day.
Hey, maybe if you shoot it right before you get to the bottom, it'll like cushion your fall a bit. I saw it in a game once.
Oh yeah, rocket.
She does stop you all before you get into that ladder and say, this will only take us to the first floor. The only way to get to the sublevels from here are either to attempt to go down the service tunnels or go down the elevator shafts. What is your plan?
Shoot first, shoot some more, find the reactor, and kick some ass.
To answer your question, elevator shaft.
Yeah, we can rappel using the cables.
Yeah.
And I've got the tools to, drill a hole through the top of the elevator.
Yep.
Okay.
What he said.
All right. She says, all right, please lead the way.
All
All right. Let's go. Flamethrower first.
All right. So
I reload my pulse rifle. Ready.
You start going down. This takes you into the shaft, the ladder that takes you out into the east lobby. As you get about halfway, the resin starts up again. You exit into the east lobby, and just like the west lobby, the entire place is covered in the resin. There are cocooned bodies just all over the walls of the room. Back up in the Apollo mainframe room, Chaplain and Silva, you're kind of sitting there. What are you doing while you're waiting, other than hearing the destruction that the others are causing?
Chap, the colonel's office is on this level. You think there'd be anything we could find? Anything worth digging into?
That's possible. My guess is that most of his information is downstairs,
Very likely.
sublevel 3, but other than personal stuff, I'm not sure what we would find. I think the risk is too great for us to leave this room.
What's the noise situation? Do we hear anything? Did that thing leave?
You know what? Give me observation rolls.
Okay.
Observation. One, two, 3 6s. Excellent.
1 6, 1 stress. Oh. 10 on the stress roll. Panic roll.
Yeah, you'll your stress level goes up by 1. The reason you start to stress out, and Chaplain, you hear this as well. You hear from so there are 2 service tunnels, ducts into the Apollo mainframe room, one on the left side, one on the right. You hear from the left side something scurrying through it, something heavy scurrying through it. This causes you to momentarily freeze as you very quickly realize, what is coming down through there, and it's probably not too far away.
I will immediately go over to the service tunnel, and does it have a grate over it?
Yeah, it has a grate. The grate does have like screws in it, but I mean, somebody kicking it could kick it out. It's not going to prevent anybody from getting through it.
And I'm gonna like put a hand on your shoulder and lean in close to whisper. The vent leads to level 1.
Yes.
The other vent. The other vent.
Oh, you're thinking of escape? But it's essential that we stay here. I'm going to do, I don't know if we're in combat or anything, it's 2 moves. I'm going to grab a hold of the vent and pull it off, pull the grate off. I'm pretty strong. And then if I've got any kind of light, I'm going to shine it down in there. And the second I see something move, pulse rifle, just going to start firing straight at it. Obviously, it can't go anywhere.
All right. Go ahead. You know what? Both of you give me initiative rolls, please.
Oh, what's initiative? Oh, that's
just roll a D10 and
it's a D10. I thought it was a D20. Yeah. Why do I have a D20 out? Sorry.
I got 3.
I got 1.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So Chaplain, you pull it off. I'm going to give you a free action here. You look in, you see one of these things coming right down the shaft. Go ahead and roll for range combat for me.
Okay. Combat.
The 3 of you, because are you keeping comms open between the 2 groups?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As Chaplain shoots, you can hear this go off. 2 successes?
Yep.
All right. Give me 1 second, please. The stats are unfortunately literally everywhere. Okay. So 2 successes. All right. You know what? You hit it. Acid blood just sprays through the through the tunnel, and you can hear everybody, because the comms are open, hears this like high-pitched squeal as Chaplain you make a connection with this. It continues though to move down the corridor. Its turn is well, actually, Silva, you would be next.
Right. Okay. Do I have a good eye on it? When you say move down the corridor, like toward us?
I'm kind of
in the
blocking
corridor. It's sorry, the service tunnel. You can't see it yet. Chaplain's kind of like standing,
right
leaning into the service tunnel.
Well, if I can get in the position, then I'll get to that position and to see it.
You could hold your kind of get into position and hold your action so that if it shows up, you can just immediately shoot.
That's good. I like that idea. Thank you.
And I apologize, Chaplain. You also do get a fast action, so you shoot. Do you stay there? What do you do?
Yeah, I stay there.
Okay.
And I'm not only blocking it, but I'm just firing. I mean, how big is the vent like that? So
yeah.
It's not like I can miss.
Okay. All right. It moves up to its turn. It moves it was far enough away that we'll consider it medium range. It moves to short range, and then it moves on its turn to close range with you. It's a xenomorph, so it gets to go twice, and it goes next again. So it moves into close combat range, whatever, engaged range with you, and also attacks. So
could I use that as a point to jump in, or does that it take its own whole turn?
You know what? let's say that you both go at the same time. It like jumps right in front of chat. No, you know what? I would let's say you go first. I think it would make sense that you would go first.
Okay.
Can we also say that I know what's coming, so I can use my foot to brace myself so that it can't just shove me over?
You can try.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that explains that Kaplan's probably too close proximity for me to use my grenade launcher. I feel like that's just gonna
Grenade launcher would
So I will
affect the computer.
All right. So that is ranged combat agility.
Careful, Commander. It's got acid blood.
Yeah, that's why I'm shooting it from far, chap. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, 1 stress.
Go ahead and roll panic.
That is a 1 on the stress, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have stuff, so 8.
All right, so you start to trembling. All of your shots for the rest of this combat are going to be at a -2. Okay. Any agility roll, that is, which I think is ranged combat. That being said, the acid sprays out. Are you wearing a hazmat suit, yes. Chaplain?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we were all dressed up. Yeah.
All right, that gives you some armor against the acid splash that comes out. Only 1. So go ahead and roll 1 dice.
4.
All right, so unfortunately that's not a success. So you take 2 points of acid damage as this thing as Silva connects, it sprays, it screams out, but it also is not down. It go okay.
Does that goes 2 off my health?
2 off your health, yes. It moves in towards you. It opens up its outer jaws, and its inner jaws lean out, kind of gnashing, it's snapping towards you. Okay. Go ahead and roll armor for your hazmat suit.
That's just 1, you said?
Yes.
4.
Its jaws snatch forward. Normally, this would be a killing blow against a person, but since you're an android, go ahead. It causes a critical roll. Go ahead and roll a d6 as I find the critical roll table for androids.
I think it's on page 10.
Yeah, I got it. Go ahead and roll a d6.
I got a 5.
A 5. Its jaws go right directly into your chest. The white milk just sprays out, and you feel the rest of your body just go limp as Silva, you see Chaplain fall to the ground. You're still alive, but you are currently immobile. This would normally take, Chaplain, it's your turn. The other 3 of you can hear all this going on. Chaplain, do you want to do something?
You said I go immobile.
You're immobile, but you can speak.
I'm unharmed, Captain. Just shoot the damn thing. A mere inconvenience.
All right, and Silva, this is your turn now.
Take a shot. You said it was a -2, right?
Yes, -2.
7 stress and 3, 23, 6. This one, but -2. Okay. Sorry, making sure my math was right.
Remember, you also get the bonus die for using a pulse. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, and another 1 on the stress die. That's 5 total. No. 4 damage, 1 on the stress die, and I rolled a 4 on the panic roll, which is 11. Sorry, math.
All right. Yeah, I can't remember which rolls you automatically start failing. And it's not saying on my table. So we're just gonna. Well, this is what happens. You let loose. The most of your bullets spray all over the room. Although you do go across and hit the alien as it's standing over Chaplin, probably for a killing blow. It explodes off the back. The acid, unfortunately, hits the Apollo mainframe, and you can see some of the terminals start to sizzle as puffs of little bluish gray smoke go up. The entire mainframe isn't destroyed, but it's definitely going to be a little bit harder to turn on from now on. But it is currently dead. You do take a point of stress. I think normally you would fail it, but I think this is a little bit more cinematic. Moving back to the other three of you plus Jael, you have made it down to the first level. Looking around, you see that towards the front of the east lobby, towards the entrance to the east lobby, is the elevator shaft.
Captain, are you okay?
Just keep pushing. Push the fucking objective. Get us off of this rock. Don't worry about me and Chap. I got it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Get that rocket launcher out. Logan, we're opening this door.
Yep.
All right.
Jael,
No more
you can
fucking
help
around.
too, actually, because you're probably stronger than we are.
Jael kind of goes over with you. The elevator doors are actually fairly easy to open because they're just elevator doors. They're not locked down or anything like that. Looking down, you can see that there is the elevator or wire going down. The elevator itself appears to be up on the second floor. So you are able to move down. Somebody give me a D6 roll, though.
5.
5. All right. Looking down, you can only see a couple feet down into the elevator shaft, because it is completely filled with smoke. It's kind of like almost looking into a mist. You can't see more than a couple feet down.
Just looking through this elevator. Oh, who wants to go first?
I'll fire up the motion tracker and just like dip the end of the gun into the mist as much as I can. Mist, smoke.
Mm-hmm.
If anything is pinging. If not, I'll go down first, and that's going to be our night vision.
Yeah, before you do that, I'll rip a glow stick off your belt, Logan, snap it, and throw it down the shaft.
Yeah.
So, first off, give me a power roll for the motion tracker, please. The glow stick appears that you crack open and drop down. You see it go down, and then it disappears into the smoke. You do hear it hit the bottom eventually. Logan, what did you get?
No 6s, and now we have green smoke, which is cooler.
Yeah.
So looking down, you can see that, the motion tracker doesn't see any movement. It seems to be clear despite the fact that it's completely filled with smoke.
Okay. I'll go first down the ladder, and I can see that my battery life is dwindling.
There's no ladder. Well, actually, you know what? That's not true. Elevator shafts have ladders. It would have a ladder in there that you can go down. Okay. Ignore what I just said.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to essentially just go try to quick step it down the ladder as quick as I can, and then fire up the tracker once I'm at the bottom, as I'm trying to just do it in short bursts to conserve battery life because I don't have a spare.
Okay. All right. So you start to kind of go down the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other two of you doing? Jael is kind of sitting there waiting for you to tell her what to do.
Right.
You know what? We forgot one thing. Who is Iona with?
I'm gonna assume them because we already had a combat and she didn't step in. Although you guys had to. I'm just put Iona with them.
There's so many shadows in the corners in here. Right. She literally fades.
She was hiding behind
she like wandered off
yeah.
and then like suddenly reappears.
She keeps Jason Bourning behind people.
Yeah.
Like we walk and she disappears.
Need to remember we still have somebody else. Okay.
Iona X.
So I'm sorry. Who goes
I'll go
next?
next.
All right. So Spears, you start going down. We'll say
Then
Iona
Jael,
goes
yeah.
next, and Jael, and then Mason.
Yep.
You go down, Logan. You go down first. You get down to where sublevel 1 is. You can see the doors for sublevel 1. There's a crankshaft or something where you could open them if you want. It does continue down further into sublevel 2 if you want to continue.
2's where we need to go, so I'm just going to keep on down the ladder.
Okay. Somebody give me another D6 roll, please.
Yep. Logan, you're up first.
Okay. 5.
Yeah.
Same thing. The smoke continues.
Okay.
You get down to sublevel 2, and you can see that the green glow is much more present here. Much more present here because maybe the shaft continued down with the right access code, but there is just complete wreckage underneath that you cannot continue down any further past sublevel 2. So by this time, everybody gets down to sublevel 2. What would you like to do? We'll say that the doors are not yet open. The doors are not yet open.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's stay low. Who wants to do Overwatch here?
I'll do
admit
Overwatch.
You two are the better shots. Jael and I'll open the door and just maybe stay low enough. Keep an eye on the floor.
Yeah. I think we may kind of have the Silent Hill map moment, and we're just going to say like right, left, reactor, and just trying to get the memory down so we just run straight out.
Okay. You open the doors. All of you are very tensed up by this. Iona is, you can hear her panting a little bit. Give me 1 second. I just need to. Okay. Everybody, please do me a favor and roll 6 dice. And tell me how many successes you get.
I don't like that.
That Chaplin and Silva also, or just
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
Spears, you're our only hope.
Yay!
Mason and Logan, you take 1 rad. Spears, you are okay. As you open the doors, you're all wearing hazmat suits. The hazmat suits probably have like an indicator for radiation. It just goes nuts, spikes up. There is very strong radiation on this level.
Oh, dude, rad. What does that mean?
That's not good.
As you open the doors, you can see that there is a long hallway that goes down. It opens up to where you believe loading dock 2 is. You're basically at the very northern part of sublevel 2. Back up to the Apollo mainframe. Chaplain, Silva, you are standing there. Chaplain, there's basically your insides have spilled out. You cannot move. Silva, going over, you can see that, yeah, he's not doing that well, despite what he says.
Could you reconnect that?
Just is there an immediately visible way I can better secure the vents, the door leading in here, or is this just what it is?
It's kind of what it is. I mean, there are chairs and stuff around the room that you could probably stuff into there,
barricade,
to barricade it a little bit, but
for all the good it would do.
Yeah, it would slow them. Let's put it this way: if something else came, it would probably slow them down by about a round.
I'll take it.
So it would give you a little bit of.
Yeah. All right, stay with me, chap. I'm gonna secure the points of entry into here. Stay with me.
All right. Perhaps I can have you assist to connect a few of my systems back up.
Yeah, you're my number 2 priority right now, chap. I got to keep us safe. But yeah, after I barricade the vents, I'll go help, chap.
I'll crack a joke about number 2.
It takes it takes about about 10-15 minutes for you to do the best that you can. again, you don't think if anything wants to get in here, they're going to get in here. You may have a couple minutes to prepare.
Sometimes that's the difference between dead and not dead.
All right. And then what were you going to do?
Try to help Chaplin. Don't know how.
If you're looking at him, it's. I mean, you don't have any contact, do you?
No.
So it's even with no contact, it doesn't look good. Chaplin, if you want, you can try to talk her through to do things. You're not going to repair yourself.
If I can get her to reconnect my servos, then at that point maybe I can begin to repair myself. But I have no mobility at the moment.
Right.
So yes, I will try and talk her through it. Take that icky looking white tube there and
I would say go ahead and make a contact roll, and you can do it excuse me, at a +2 because Chaplin is helping you. He's kind of talking you through. Actually, right, I'll let you do it at a +3.
All right, Chap. Let's get you in order.
Is that me doing the roll or her?
No, it's her doing the roll. You're just kind of talking her through it. You can't really do anything.
Okay. 3, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like an astonishing number on the panic die. 3 successes and then like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 or something crazy.
It's so gross. You start panicking.
Wait, you rolled a 12 for your panic?
Let me see. So I rolled 4. Yeah, because I have 8 stress and I rolled 4.
Geez. Okay. Yeah. So, you're doing this and you just you scream as out of pure stress, out of the situation, out of having to do this. You do decrease your stress by 1 point from doing this. Unfortunately, you do not nothing happens with Chaplin. However, Mason, Logan, and Spears, you all get to make panic checks because you hear Silva let out this just blood-curdling scream.
Ah, god damn.
Not gonna lie, this looks bad for me. D6 plus 9.
Oh, no.
11.
I also got 11.
Well, I can,
fuck.
I can still tell jokes.
10.
All right. Logan, you freeze as soon as you hear the scream. We'll say that at this point you all had made it to the bottom of the shaft. You're slowly making your way outside of the elevator. You absolutely freeze. The other two of you, along with Iona, you dive back into the elevator shaft. Everybody. So. Actually, Logan and Spears, you decrease your stress by 1. However, no, I'm sorry. Mason and Spears, you decrease by 1. Logan, yours actually goes up by 1.
Fuck! Something got Cap. Like I think Cap Silva just died.
I'm fine. I'm trying to patch up Chap. It's not going well.
You fuck. I mute my comm. Is she fucking kidding me right now? Not knowing they can clearly hear me.
Also, we're back in the elevator at this point, so you're alone with the android.
People are under a lot of stress.
Yes, primal scream is one manner of dealing with stress.
We just gotta follow the orders, and we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay.
Sure, Spears. Okay, double time. Just go. We know we've been down here before. We know this place. Let's just go and ignore the radiation pinger. Yes, I'm part of the radiation crew. I keep telling you, bro. I do things on this station. Damn it!
Besides just bitch at everything. God damn. All right.
You start going down the hallway. All of this time, Silva, you are working on Chaplin. You start going down the hallway to the west. It takes you into what's known as loading dock 2. To the north of you would be the space elevator. Unfortunately, the entryway to the space elevator is covered in debris. Whatever bombardment happened near here, it caved in that area. So in order to get into the space elevator, you're going to have to go to sublevel 3. There are 2 ways you can go from here. You can head directly south. This takes you into the ammo depot. The ammo depot, is where not only where the armory would be stocked from, it's where all of the missiles for all of the tanks, everything that was at the base, where that would be located at. Or you can kind of go as well as all of the nuclear missiles. Or you can go southwest, which takes you down into where the reactor is. Also want to tell you that as you exit this hallway, you see that all of the walls are covered in resin. Although there are, as far as you can tell, there are there's no people kind of cocooned in there. Dial points down the southwest hallway and says, if you're going to the reactor, this is the way.
Okay, well, let's just go on. Let's just get going.
Yeah, just go. Just go.
I'm starting to feel very unrad.
Let's go down the power walk. Just
All right,
as fast as we can.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How fast are you going?
Hoof it.
Yeah, we're
going
At this point, yeah.
We're just bundles of nerves right now.
I think basically, Logan is going to be up front, using that nervous energy to hot step and going straight to the reactor to crank it on.
All right. You start going down this very, very long hallway. Everybody go ahead and give me another, what did I tell you before with the hazmat suits? Roll
66.
Dice. Yeah. And tell me, if you get any successes, let me know. Or actually, if you get any successes, you're good. If you don't, you take another rad.
Pretty sure I got a hole in my suit.
Yeah, how many rads is it before we mind? 20, 30?
No. Your character sheet should have how many rads you take. Once you take them all, then you take a critical injury. You're considered broken.
Then we're super rad.
Oh yeah,
okay.
we're 2
You gain
tenths.
we're
superpowers
fine.
You gain superpowers at that.
I wasn't going to have kids anyway. This is fine.
So you continue down the walkway, heading down towards the reactor relay room. Logan, your motion detector starts to ping at the end of the hallway. Not a lot of movement, but you do see movement at the end of the hallway, with what looks like where it would be where the maintenance pits were before you entered into the reactors.
Which I'm assuming is exactly where we need to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hold up a hand with however many signals that I see.
And just to say, too, there are no doors in this hallway. It's one very, very long hallway. It's forward or back. And you are about halfway to 2/3 of the way down.
All right. I check the clip on my rifle, hold up how many signals, and keep going.
I assume from a maintenance level, we can't just grenade the maintenance pit because we probably need it. Am I correct in that statement?
Well, I mean, technically you could. So the way that it's set up is the hallway leads down to the maintenance pit. There's a small hallway off the maintenance pit, which takes you to the reactor relay room. And then from there, it opens up into the reactor itself. You know that you're going to need to go to the actual reactor, to one of the terminals in there to reset the reactor. And then within the relay room, to basically kind of jumpstart it from there.
Oh, so the pit isn't strictly necessary?
No, you have to go through the pit in order to get to it.
But we don't need any devices in there. We just need to go through that room. I'm asking if it's clear to grenade it.
Right. I have fire grenades. I'll hold up the hammer skull firebomb grenade.
Yeah, you can if you want.
I don't like the way that was said.
I mean, yes, you can grenade it. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say.
No, sure, you can. It's if you want, it's no big deal.
You know what? It's worked out so well, and I'm not hearing either Spears or Logan talk me down. So, yeah, Logan, do you have a grenade launcher you want to try?
I have an underbarrel on my rifle, yeah.
There you go. Here's some flammable things. Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll cover us.
Yeah.
I'll do the
Rest
same.
in peace, hammer.
All right. Go ahead and at least give me a range combat roll.
Okie dokie. It's not like I have a fuckload of stress. It's fine.
It's not like anything could go bad here.
Wow. Okay. Fuck yeah. That is 3, 4, 5 successes and no stresses with 7 stress die.
All right. So the grenade goes out. You were using a fire grenade, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The grenade just kind of perfectly goes flying through the air, bounces at the very edge into the maintenance pit, and you all hear and see this huge flame explosion from within the maintenance pit. Silva and Chaplin, you can also hear this explosion, and then silence for a second, and then cheering from Mason, Spears, and Logan. You can hear from in the pit this like high-pitched squealing, but it then stops after a couple minutes. There's definitely a fire going. I will each actually say that because of that, you all can go down a point of stress. The maintenance pits are burning, but you don't see any movement on your motion detector anymore.
Hoorah!
That's
All
not
right.
so bad. We're gonna get out of here yet. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get the fire extinguisher and just get that out.
Mm.
All right. You head down to the maintenance pits, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The maintenance pits are, fairly large. Your grenade probably took out, maybe a third of the room, and it's still burning. The room is burning. The room is entirely covered in resin, and there are Marines just cocooned along the entire wall. It looks like this was maybe where these aliens were taking a lot of the Marines of the base and just kind of putting them into the wall. You're along the floor, you see a couple of these dead aliens. They're a little bit different from the ones you've seen, though. They're more of like a grayish. They're a little bit more slick within their skin, but they do appear to be lying dead. There is one entrance exit out of the room, which leads right into the reactor relay room.
Fucking hell. All right, check that motion detector.
Yeah. I imagine I'll just crack open the door and stick the detector out. Like I'm just going gun first to before we get vulnerable in the room.
There's nothing in the reactor relay room.
Double tap that alien. Like we gotta. If they're burdened, shoot it. Spears, you and I. Let's just do it.
And I'm gonna shoot the Marines as well.
Right.
I'm feeling kind of bad about that incendiary grenade. I didn't know. Fuck.
It's not like we're gonna get court-martialed.
Are you just like shooting everything in here, or and then going into the relay room? What's going on?
Yeah, we're shooting at the Marines who are cocooned.
You, Silva and Chaplin, you can hear all this gunfire going off. After a couple minutes, again, no movement. It appears that you've gotten through, taken out most of the Marines, taking them out of their misery. Going into the reactor relay room, there is a large viewing window that looks onto the fusion tower. The fusion tower itself is mammoth. This is this very large cylindrical structure that probably goes down a couple stories into the ground. You can see the terminals in here do have power, but they're kind of not fully functioning. You know that you're going to have to somebody's going to have to go into the fusion tower itself and reset the reactor.
I'm gonna look at Jael.
Yeah,
get her Kryptonian ass in there. She doesn't care about rads.
She looks at you and says, "You want me to go in there alone?"
You handled yourself pretty well just far.
Do you see anything in there?
The room is mammoth. So you go for the motion detector itself. it's starting to flake out a little bit. In fact, all of you give me one more roll with your hazmat suit, because the radiation here is fairly strong as well. Again, if you get a success, you don't take any. Take a point of rad if you don't get any successes. Jael looks at you and says, "If you want me to go, I will."
So this reactor, it's radioactive.
Yes.
Do we see like radiation signs and all that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All over
Then
the place.
wouldn't there be some kind of radiation suits for maintenance? Can we look for those?
There are, looking around this room, you find a number of hazmat
Fucking
suits
hell,
in
I'll
here
just
as well.
go.
Well, you all are still wearing hazmat suits. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Would they be better because they're
No,
built for
they would be
all
the
right.
same.
Then I'll just go with Jael.
Okay.
I'll watch her.
I'll cover
so-
you, Spears. Yeah.
All right. The place to reset the reactor. Imagine that the reactor itself, there are a number of like cooling loops that go around the reactor, and there are catwalks that go around it. The terminal, which you have to reset it, is about a quarter of the way around the room. You all, Mason and Logan, you can see Spears from and Jael as they start moving through. You get to the terminal. Mason and Logan and Spears, give me observation rolls, please.
Nothing.
Okay, 3, 4, 5. If I can count.
Well, not a success, but I panic. Is that helpful?
That's another kind of success.
Go ahead and roll stress.
7 total.
Okay, that's
Fucking Mason's rubbing off on me. Yeah, no successes and 2 stress.
All
I'm
right, go ahead.
twitching again.
You go ahead
Stop
and roll
fucking
panic,
twitching.
please.
Yeah, so 6 plus 1 is 7, minus 2, bringing me back down to 5.
All right, so
I slap Mason.
Yeah, it used to be okay as Mason starts to twitch. You both still gain a point of stress because of that.
If I slap Mason, can I not gain a point of stress? I'm like, cut that shit out as soon as I see
think
it
given
start
your
happening.
relationship, that's okay. So this is what happens. Mason and Logan and Spears, you failed your observation roll, correct? All right.
Yep.
So Iona, where do you want Iona to be? Let's not forget about her. Is Iona with Spears, or is Iona in the reactor room with you two?
I mean, it would be 2 and 2 if we sent her along.
I'll tell you what, I'll go in with Spears, and then Iona and Mason can be hanging back.
Okay. All right.
We're expendable.
So, Logan and Spears and Jael are about
Man, I wish Hammer was here, Logan.
Logan and Spears and Jael are about a quarter of the way around the reactor room. Mason, you are in the relay room with Iona. You are just starting to twitch. Iona kind of slaps you. Logan, you wouldn't have taken that point of stress then. And she points out and into the reactor room itself and says, "Did you see that?" And it takes a second.
What?
And you can see movement along the reactor itself as these things kind of peel themselves away and jump on to the catwalk between the reactor relay room and where Logan, Spears, and Jael are. Silva and Chaplin, you are up in the Apollo mainframe room. Silva, you're trying to put Chaplin back together, but it's just not working. Everything that you try, it's just not. You can't get him to anything to happen. With that, you start to hear noise again from the service tunnel. Not the one that you barricaded, but the other one.
The one
on the
with
other
exit
side
out
of
here.
the room.
All right.
Is Apollo actually damaged now?
Parts of it is damaged from the acid from the xenomorph, but this is where we're going to end it for today.
Okay.
So you're
continue.
telling me
Okay.
there's a chance.
Okay. Our players included Holly Buto, Nathan Decker, Dr. Lex Hurley, Alex Sun, and myself, with Tyler Hudak as the game AI. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, iTunes, or Podbean. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit the Patreon link in the description, or if you prefer, you can hit the Super Thanks button just below the video. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the alien role-playing universe. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.